testosterone was something that was discussed on all these forums as sort of a way to just make gains extremely quickly. And I was like, if you have this technology available to you, almost ridiculous to not utilize it.
We are taking a closer look at the growing and controversial online world of looks maxing.
He's not being punished, he's bone maxing. As a part of look maxing, which means he's trying to make his jaw sharper because someone online told him that that's what it takes to be attractive. Look maxing is basically the internet's obsession with optimizing your face and body, divided into soft moves like skincare and grooming, and hard moves like jaw surgery, leg lengthening, and even steroids. Here's the thing I want to argue today. Look maxing versus health maxing. They get treated like two different lanes, vanity versus wellness. One is a shortcut that often backfires, and the other is the actual root system that the first one is desperately trying to fake. So let's talk about the culture first because it's wild. Look maxing didn't start as a self-care trend. It came out of black pill incel forums where guys ranked each other on something called the PSL scale, which stands for perceived sexual level, with terms like Chad at the top and subhuman at the bottom. In recent years, social media has picked up this trend, and the influencers are where it gets interesting because there are two very different lanes here. On one end, you have got someone like Braden Peters, aka Clavicular, who has built a massive following, live rating people's faces and pushing genuinely dangerous stuff, bone smashing, steroids, even talking openly about meth use to stay lean. He's reportedly pulling in 6 figures a month doing this. On the more mainstream end, you have got creators like Alex Costa, who mostly talks about skincare, grooming, and style. The soft maxing side, that's basically just taking care of yourself with better branding, obviously. The good side of this trend is real. It's gotten a generation of young men to actually wash their faces, lift weights, fix their posture, and care about their teeth. But the bad side is heavier, and it's not hypothetical. It's happening to the exact influencer pushing it. Clavicular himself has said years of steroid use left him infertile at 20. Earlier this year, he was hospitalized after a suspected overdose live on stream. Another well-known figure in this space is Dylan Latham. Went from an insecure teenager to derma stamping his own face with micro needles and telling over 1 million followers to whiten their teeth with raw hydrogen peroxide.
What you can do is mix hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. You can find both of these ingredients at the store. Mixing them together is going to make your teeth significantly whiter. Baking soda scrapes off the surface stains, and the hydrogen peroxide just makes your teeth overall more white.
A method dentist wand can strip away enamel and damaged gums. Researchers studying these communities have linked them to body dysmorphia and worsening mental health, especially in teenagers. Now, let's talk about something that's even more interesting. There is a completely different kind of influencer chasing this exact same goal, using the exact opposite method. Meet Brian Johnson, tech entrepreneur, sold his company for $800 million and now spends around $2 million a year on something he calls the Project Blueprint, an obsessive data-driven attempt to reverse his own biological aging. We are talking full body MRIs every year, blood tests every few months, over 100 of supplements a day, red light therapy, even experimental stem cell injections and gene therapy. And notably, part of his stated goal is reversing visible signs of aging in his skin, hair, and face, which, if you think about it, is just look maxing with a lab coat on. To be fair, Johnson gets real criticism too. Most of his more dramatic interventions are basically a single person case study, not a clinical trial, and no one can say for certain which of his 100 plus daily inputs is actually doing anything. And just last week, that critique landed harder than anyone expected. Johnson announced on social media that he's been diagnosed with autoimmune gastritis, a chronic condition where his own immune system is attacking the acid producing cells in his stomach. In his words, "My stomach is eating itself. It's incurable. It raises his risk for stomach cancer down the line," and he had apparently had low iron markers for over a decade. And even the most measured man alive Missed it? That's not a gotcha moment. It's the whole point. Johnson himself has said publicly that his biggest, most measurable improvements over the years came from the free stuff like sleep, consistent exercise, and a whole food diet. His own body just proved that no amount of spending replaces getting the fundamentals right, and that even doing everything right on paper doesn't make you invincible. So put Clavicular and Brian Johnson side by side. One guy is hammering his face and ending up hospitalized, and the other is spending fortunes chasing immortality, still got blindsided by his own body. They are polar opposite in the budget and the philosophy, but they land in the same place. Even at the most extreme end of optimization in either direction, the actual engine underneath is still sleep, movement, and food. Everything else is decoration, and sometimes it's a distraction from the basics that actually matter. So, what's the engine? That's where health maxing comes in. Health maxing is less viral, less dramatic, but here's what the research actually shows. A recent review in the Journal of Lifestyle Medicine looked at how everyday habits affect skin aging specifically, and the pattern was consistent. Diet high in sugar and salt sped up cellular aging and damaged skin structure in the study, while regular exercises increased collagen production and dermal thickness, literally building thicker, firmer skin from the inside. Sleep matters just as much. One study had women go through restricted sleep and then had independent observers rate their face, and the sleep-deprived faces were consistently rated as less healthy looking and less attractive, with visible effects on skin barrier function. Separate research has linked chronic poor sleep to faster visible aging and lower satisfaction with one's own appearance. Your skin is quite literally repairing itself when you sleep. So look at the irony here. The soft maxing crowd is already halfway to health maxing. Skincare and lifting are legitimately backed by evidence. But the extreme end of look maxing skips straight past the boring, slow, evidence-based stuff and goes for surgery and supplements and the hammers. Health maxing isn't boring alternative to looking good. It's the actual mechanism. You can't shortcut collagen synthesis. You can't hammer your way to better bones. The same habits that make you look better are the extra habits researchers find in the longest living population on Earth. Scientists have spent decades studying what they call the blue zones. Places like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, and Nicoya in Costa Rica, regions where people routinely live past 90 or 100. And when researchers broke down what these populations actually have in common, it wasn't genetics doing the heavy lifting. It was near identical to health maxing checklist. Natural daily movement, a mostly plant-based diet, strong sleep habits, and tight social connections. One analysis found that having a clear sense of purpose alone was tied to as much as 7 extra years of life expectancy. That's the real flex. Look maxing chases a jawline that gets you a double take for a few seconds online. Health maxing builds a body that still functions and honestly looks good in 30s, 40s, and 50s years down the line. So next time your algorithm serves you a guy hammering his own face or rating strangers on a scale from subhuman to Chad, remember he's optimizing a symptom. You can optimize the cause. Sleep 8 hours, move your body, eat real food, give it 10 years instead of 10 days. That's not the soft option. That's the only one that has actually been proven to work. If this made you think differently about the self-improvement content in your feed, drop a comment and I'll see you in the next one.